Hi everyone, I'm Carl and in this video I'm making a wrist roller. This is a really simple build, anyone can do with minimal tools, but it's great for strengthening the grip and forearms. I showed the first one I built to my physiotherapist and he fell in love with it, so much that he now prescribes it for rehabilitation mostly. Before we move on to the build, I've got to remind you that I am not a doctor, and even if I was, I wouldn't recommend any exercises or training to you specifically. I don't know you, I don't know the state you are in, or any pre-existing conditions you may have. As with anything related to health and fitness, if you want to try this, check with your doctor first. And remember, you are doing this at your own risk. Following the build instructions is also at your own risk. Okay, let's get started. You'll need some kind of rod, a rope, and a weight. In this case, I'll be using this iron pipe I have left over from when I was making my dining room shelves. My first roller was made from a broomstick, and that worked fine too. Just bear in mind that the greater the diameter of the roller is, the more challenging it will be. Measure out a length that's slightly wider than you need to hold the rod at shoulder width, and cut it. Here I'm using an old school pipe cutter, but you could just as easily use a metal saw or an angle grinder. If you're using a broomstick, a regular saw would work fine. The pipe cutter says made in West Germany, so you can tell it's really old school. Once you've made the cut, spend some time filing the edges. If you use metal, this will make it safe so you don't cut yourself. If you used wood, it will help stop the piece from cracking later on. Next, get your rope. I use the length slightly taller than I am. Make a loop at each end of the rope and secure one end to the center of the rod. The last thing you'll need is to add a weight. If you're going to use something like a bottle of water for weight, you can just thread the rope through the loop and pull it tight on the bottle. If you want to use a plate, you can thread the loop through the hole in the plate and then pass the rod through the loop. This secures the weight in place. You could also use a snap hook if you prefer, but I generally find it easier to do without. And you have a wrist roller. I'm going to go over how to use it in a second, but before that, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more content from this channel, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. Right, I first read about wrist rollers in Little's Bruce Lee, The Art of Expressing the Human Body. I hate to use phrases like life-changing, but this book has taught me a lot. Even if some of the details may be a little out of date, it's a fantastic guide on how to approach training and research. I left an affiliate link in the description below in case you want to check it out. To use the wrist roller, hold it out at arm's length, keeping your arms straight, and roll the weight up and down for about a minute. The rope might move a little off center as it rolls over itself, so you can shift the rod slightly. That way you keep the load even on both arms. This is where it's useful to have it slightly wider than necessary. The amount of weight you can use is up to you, but it doesn't have to be a lot as the exercise is already quite challenging. Lee himself only used a maximum of around 5 kilograms, and my physiotherapist friend recommends as little as 100 grams for rehabilitation work. If you're looking to improve your grip strength, of course, remember that this is an accessory exercise and does not replace other stuff like deadlifts, pull-ups, farmer walks, that kind of thing. If you want to read more about grip strength work, I'll leave a link to an old article I wrote in the description. So that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you have any ideas on how to make this more easy, or more suggestions for grip training, I'd love to read them in the comments below. Thanks again and see you around.